girls, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. Guys, we have a very big filled basket with some empties, with some duplicates, with a lot of favourites from this month. Can you believe we are in the monthly favourites for October? 2 more. Next month is basically the start of Christmas. Give me the mince pies. I've been really good. I've held off. I've seen the freshly cooked mince pies in the shops. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to just yet. I'm going to wait till the 1st November. I may or may not have already started with the mulled wines. You've got to give me a little bit of festivities within Halloween, my lovelies. But we are in our comfy Hamish Halloween lounge set. We have the basket to hand. Let's get in with the monthly favourites for October of 2025. Where on earth has this year gone? Let's get comfy, shall we? We have got another load of washing on. We have the heating on, the candles are on, guys. Autumn is in well and truly full swing in this household right now. But I can't lie, I'm already thinking, right, need to start boxing stuff away after the weekend. We need to start getting some festivities in the house. One step at a time, Shan. One step at a freaking time. But what do we get into? The first thing that we will always get into is, if you remember every month with the diary, it's always the best memory for the month. And the month of October, the best memory so far, because I'm actually doing pumpkin picking as you're watching this. So definitely the day of me and mum pumpkin picking is going to be a highlight of the month. But a highlight of the month was Mexico. Me and Dan had our holiday. It was an absolute blast. If you guys have seen the vlogs, let me know down below. What did you think? What did you think of Mexico? Shan and Dan definitely let loose a lot more on this holiday. We definitely had a few too many wavy days and nights and a bit of day drinking and plenty of food to soak it up and too many tequilas that ended up knocking us out. And that is what Mexico is all about. That is what the holidays are all about. And now we're starting to plan for 2026. And I don't know why, but for next year, we have so many. Sorry, my lovelies, you guys are just commenting on tonight's video. There's so many possibilities for next year. However, there is also a lot of restrictions. Timing. Oh, guys, you are flooding in the comments. Thank you. Timing. Ideally, we would like to go away for more than 2 weeks. However, our works only allow you 2 weeks at a time. Which, don't even get me started. I just think if you have annual leave, you should be able to take your annual leave as and when you please. Does anyone else have restrictions within work when it comes to annual leave as to how much they can take? So we get 20 days and you can only take 2 weeks maximum. Do you get more holiday? If you are, I'm bloody jealous of you. Is there a restriction on how long you can take at once? Would you be allowed to put in a 3-week holiday? Yeah, so we have the restriction of time. We have a restriction of money. We also have the restriction of the weather for the time that we go. So we typically tend to go September, October time, which if you want nice weather is normally like Caribbean side. However, we're looking at different areas, but it's now becoming apparent that that's their rainy seasons. So we're really humming and hawing as to what to do next year. I mean, Dan even said about doing the NC 500, just not going abroad next year, because it might be that we have an earlier holiday in 2027 for where we want to go. Their climates are better at the beginning of the year, and then there's some that we see and the climates are better right at the end of the year. So you know what? I don't know. I don't know what's happening for the holidays, but I'm excited planning. Dan is in his element. He's like sending me links left, right, centre. We're watching videos and we're like, right, we need to kind of make a decision, but we feel like we want to do something different. Don't get me wrong, guys. I would love to do another Caribbean island. And there is 3 that Dan has narrowed down if we were to do Caribbean. However, I think there's so much more of the world that we haven't got to yet, like different continents to start with. Dan has done America in terms of like gone to Florida, but he really is interested in like the deep south and everything. We spoke about Alaska when we met Huey and Jessica. We're now talking about Canada. He's always wanted to go to Asia, like Thailand side. He wants to do his Muay boxing and kickboxing and everything, so Thailand could be on the cards. Japan is also heavily on the cards. Doing tours, but a lot of you guys I've seen in the comments from the last video said don't do the tours. You can do like holidays cheaper on your own. Like go to a hotel, whether it be bed and breakfast or all-inclusive, however it works out there, and do all the trips yourself. And also safaris are on our thing for South Africa. But yeah, I saw a thing on TikTok where you entered a giveaway to win a motorhome. If anyone else has seen it, let me know. I think it's called The Giveaway Guys. And you win £5,000 cash, and then you get this brand new motorhome. And I showed Dan, and he was like, that motorhome would be epic. And I'm like, as much as that is so, so lovely, think of the money and the travelling we could do with that. And he was like, I think of the travelling we could do in the UK. I was like, I know. Oh, it's a difficult one, isn't it, my lovelies? As I say, have you heard the saying, if travelling was free, you would never see me? That would be me and Dan. We would be on a plane and we would hop in off. Not even on a plane. We would actually do the tour around the UK in a motorhome. It's just time and money. And you have bills to pay and you have a house to pay for. And none of this pauses when you want to go travelling. I don't know. I have heard that there's some things called a mortgage break. I don't know if that is actually for you to go travelling or whether that's just if you're in financial difficulty. But, I mean, I would like a break to not have to pay for this if I could go away for a while. Oh, and also Vegas was on the cards. He said, how about just having like 3 to 5 days, just go wild in Vegas? I'm like, Jesus Christ. That's probably the most expensive holiday, because can you imagine what it would be like out there? We was loving life playing with fake money at blackjack in the hotel on holiday. Can you imagine what it would be like if we had real money? I would not even like to think of it. So my lovely Jess, as I was rambling on, the best memories are pumpkin picking that you will be seeing very, very soon, and also Mexico. But we have a very, very big box, and in no particular order as always, we have an empty box. Macate Gold Toffee Nut Latte. Guys, these nights and mornings are absolutely blitz. Even with the heating on, it heats up nice in the evening. I tell you now, when you wake up at 4:15 in the morning when my alarm goes and I step out of that bed, I'm like, whoo! I need myself a coffee because it is freaking cold. And if you was to see my cupboards, they are coffee galore. I'm actually in the process of, don't put that by an open flame, Shannon. You're literally going to set the house on fire. No, it won't be in this life lately. It'll be the next one. I'm actually going through the process of organising the cupboards because I have organisation. But then Dan reorganises it. And if anyone knows, you know, I now don't know where my stuff is because he's just reorganised everything else. So I'm like, right, the coffee's where the cereal was, the cans are where, and I'm like, right, we need to just have a little bit of a tidy up. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe after this video, actually, finish it off and we're done. Yeah, you'll see that in the next vlog, my lovelies. Right, I am going to go with my book because when I film this, we have just over a week left of October. And I will finish it by then. And I'll probably tell you in a vlog my final verdicts and thoughts on it. But you would have seen all through holiday, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. This was the book of choice this month. Dan picked this up for me when we was at the airport for Rome, actually. And he picked up a Psychology of Money book. Dan loves his mind management books. The Chimp's Paradox, if you ask him about that, oh my God, guys, he will talk to you till hell on high water. He loves that book. And I love that because he got so invested in it and he took so much away from it. And the book that I read a couple of months ago with the mindset, I kind of took bits away from it. However, I couldn't fully get into it, you know? Now this one, I saw so much hype about this on TikTok and a lot of you guys was like, oh my God, read it, it's amazing, etc. So I am 195 pages in and there's about, say 300. So I'm about 2/3 of the way through. Some things I can relate to in terms of not giving people the time or energy, like let them do them. However, where we're not on the same page, me and Mel, is when people continue to do stuff that either upsets, hurts, disrespects, antagonises, whatever to you, you can't just let them. There has to be a point where you say no, enough is enough, and you speak or you do your actions or whatever it is to squash that and you make sure that it doesn't continue. I don't know if I'm just a stubborn-minded bitch, but I can't really relate to this book. There's certain things I take from it, and there's certain things that I read, and I'm like, I put myself in them situations, and I'm like, no, like absolutely not. So I would love to say I'm a changed mindset woman. I was actually telling Dan about it, and even he at some points was like, no, you're being a walkover if you do that. And I'm like, this is what my mentality can't adjust to right now. So I'm going to finish it because you know me, I will never half finish a book. By the end of the month, that will be done. And then I can't wait because I'm just itching to get into some type of thriller, true crime, serial killer. I need to get into the nitty gritty books again. I mean, probably not the greatest because we're going into November and I should be reading like light-hearted stuff and like Santa and no, I want my true crime and my serial killer books back, please. But I'm going to give this a go. I will let you know in a vlog how I find the ending of it and what I've taken away. But if anyone else has read this, please do let me know. Is it just me being stubborn? Probably is, to be perfectly honest, but what can you girl do? Now, snacks. Snacks, snacks, snacks. My favourite bits. So, we have in here Mogu Mogu. Guys, I found a passion fruit flavour a few months back. Absolutely love this. Absolutely love it because you sometimes can't get Mogu Mogu. You get the dupe one, which is Choo Choo from Home Bargains. They're about 60-70p. They're basically like a Japanese juice and you have bits of jelly in them. Very, very nice. Don't knock it till you try it. Now, I've got to be really careful because I've got candles everywhere and I've got cardboard and plastic and I'm just like, I don't want to burn the house down. I'm on my own. I'm on my own. Be careful, Sham. You would have seen these in one of the Home Bargains hauls. Guys, oh my goodness, these are addictive. If I see these when I go Home Bargains next month, I'm probably going to do a stock up. I haven't yet tried the curry sauce ones because you know me and gravy, we go together like a two peas in a pod. These are delicious. Absolutely Moorish to the heavens. Like, I can't even deny I sat and ate the whole pack in one go. They was bloody delightful. But one thing that is bloody delightful. Now, these was in our room on holiday. We had M&M's, chipotle and salt, like corn chips, and these nuts replenished every day. We then figured on that even if we'd not had them, if we were sneaky and hid them, we got more snacks. So Dan done that because he loved the M&Ms, and they was like €5, $5 a pop down in the shop. We was getting them daily. Dan was enjoying. I loved these. So these are called I Heart Amaranth Ancient Super Seed, and they are lime and Himalayan salt. Oh my goodness! When I tell you, these are heaven. Absolute heaven. I actually bought 4 bags back with me because I was like, I don't know if I can get these over here. I'm going to have a look online because perfect. The right amount of like zing with the citrus, and then you've got your saltiness, and they are big peanuts as well. So your girl was very, very happy, let me tell you that. A very regular addition to any mash, any pie, any gravy at the moment is mustard. And we've just finished up our Wilkin & Sons mustard sauce and honey. This is from Tiptree. I think we picked this up at one of the farm shops or the local garden centre. We have our regular Lidl mustards, but then if we go to a farm shop, we normally do pick up a mustard and a horseradish, like from the nice, like little local companies, and they're for like best. But this one, oh, as you can see, we've gone through it. Absolutely delicious. And something else that I'm going to have to take the blame for this because I've pretty much sunk this whole bottle myself. Ballycastle Pina Colada. Guys, you guys have started to send me, at autumn, they done pumpkin cream, I think it was. And some of you have sent me like sneak peeks as to what their Christmas flavours are going to be. You know I love a Baileys, and Ballycastle is basically, is it Lidl or Aldi? I feel like it's Lidl. It's like their dupe of a Baileys. And actually Lidl and Aldi don't knock their dupes. Like, they have dupes for Grey Goose, Johnny Walker, Bells, Malibu, and they're not too bad. Let me tell you, we may have experienced a few throughout the I say months, like a couple of years. Oh my God, no. We've been in this house almost 1.5 years soon. That's gone so quick. Well, in our time here, because we have a Lidl nearby, we do partake and try their dupes against the normal ones. And oh, I'm feeling I'm going to do myself a mulled wine after this to warm myself up. I've just seen a bottle in the drinks trolley and I'm like, yeah, you could be coming home with me. Coming home with me? You're going straight in the kitchen with me. That's what you're going to be doing. But yes, pina colada. Who remembers the actual Bailey's pina colada I had, the proper one? And I done the pineapple pina colada cheesecake. Very boozy, but very delicious. Now, if you see the holiday vlogs, we picked up this brand called Paxi Taxo. I think that's how you say it. Apologies if I am saying it wrong. We've got 3 bags sitting here. There is one bag. Dan saw black stripes and thought barbecue, but didn't read flaming hot on one of the Dorito things that was in it. We also have something, it's like a lime citrus. I think it's going to be similar to them nuts. We opened a bag on holiday and it was kind of like a sea salt citrus one. And these are supposed to be cheese. And we've got these giant bags when we was in Playa del Carmen and we went to 7-Eleven. My first time ever been in a 7-Eleven. I got a little chiquito roll. Chiquilo. If you guys have been in a 7-Eleven, it's like a little tortilla with mince in. Absolutely delicious. And bearing in mind, in our hotel, they was nowhere near this size. They was $10. It was $5 for 2. So yeah, we picked up 4 and Dan was like, oh, we can't leave them here. And I was like, there is no way in 2 days we're going through 4 giant bags of crisps. So we went through one and then these got absolutely shoved in the bags and they come back with us. So yeah, again, you'll probably see them in vlogs when we're trying the new flavours because delicious. Actually, I'm just looking, I've got the coffee. Should I do a percolated coffee? I mean, I could. I could indeed. Look at this, I'm like coffee, mulled wine. Coffee, mulled wine. Coffee with a bit of Baileys. With a Baileys cream. This is where you see the calories start to get put on, don't you? Because I just love everything and anything in winter. Which is why these tablets are an absolute gem. So I'm still on my hybrid health, guys. These are the prebiotics designed for women. So I got these off of TikTok shop and you know what? They're actually really good. It's by the same company that I used to do the detoxes of. With the detox tablets, you do it for 2 weeks and then you can't do anything else for another 8 weeks. So I actually, when am I next due a detox if I want to do it? I think I can do it maybe middle of November time, middle to end of November. Because you have to be careful with your insides and that. But these ones, 120 tablets, they're 1 a day. These are from Holland and Barrett Colon Complex, and these really do help because I don't know, I just have issues sometimes and I get really bad bloating and cramping and it's not the most pleasant feeling. So I had a little something of that and it just helps me continue with life. Right, a little favourite from the Holly Bobs, a new skull to add to the collection, guys. Scarlet Mexico. I absolutely loved this one because I don't have any with the cutout on the top. How gorgeous is that? And I don't have any yellow ones. I have like blues and like greens, but we picked this up when we went to a Scarlet for the days you guys would have seen from the little shop that was in the Mayan cemetery. And I just really liked it. She was $13. I thought the lady said 30 and I was like, that's took a chunk out of my spending money for the day. I give her and she was like, no, 13. I was like, oh, Rizzo. So yeah, I can't wait. I don't know whereabouts this is going to go on the shelf because a lot of them are the big skulls. But then this is too big to go in the coffin above Scandals with Shan. So I kind of got an awkward size. But they didn't have any smaller and they didn't have any bigger in this. And I really did like this. As soon as I walked in, I said to Dan, I love that skull. And he was like, you're going to end up getting it. And she come home with me. I did. Now, a few like toiletries. Let's have a look. As always, guys, I've got me night cream. Cetaphil Redness Prone Night Cream. I use this day and night because the day one has a tint in it. It's basically like foundation. So I would mix that in with my foundation just so it tries to even the redness. And then this, if I'm on a no makeup day, morning and night. A little spritzer that I had on holiday was the number 62 Sol de Janeiro. It's the baby one. Nice little one, just a spritz. You would have seen I spritzed it normally. And then we had to go and douse ourselves in mozzie spray. So it kind of defeated the object, but it's all good, my lovelies. It is all good. What else? Oh, this is a lifesaver. I never burn my face when I have this. However, we've been watching the vlogs lately and I'm kind of like, oh, them first 2 vlogs, I'm looking quite burnt. Dan was like, you was a bit. My face was all right. I didn't peel on my nose or my forehead how I normally do. It was just my back as always, which I said to Dan, you're not getting points for lathering me up because my back peeled. So he's like, next year, I'm just going to squirt it on there and leave it. He said, then if you peel, you peel. You can't moan me. I was like, all right then, that's the deal. So the Bondi Sands SPF 50 Facial Spray. Canon, there we go. This is so good. And also, where it is a mist, if you are by the pool, on a trip, on the beach, and you're getting hot, it's so refreshing because it's like the water mists. And you can just cool yourself down and know you're having a top up of your SPF as well. So I would definitely recommend that. Before I finish off with the rest of the bits and bobs, TV. Now, we haven't really been watching much TV. I can't lie, because pretty much the first 2 weeks we was away. But when we had, as we watched AKA Shit TV, we had The Purges on, Final Destinations, which got very quickly turned off because Dan was like, I don't want to watch that. I did watch the new one on the plane though. That was very good. And I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas. And I watched Lock, Stock and Smoking Barrels. And I also watched a couple of episodes of a series on Paramount called Tulsa with Sylvester Stallone. That was very, very good. And then we had, what did we have? Terminator. There was like a film with Jason Statham. A mixture. But since we've been back, we watched Ed Gein. That has been our biggest thing. And then we've just been like catching up on some YouTube and that. But Ed Gein Monsters. So the next one is going to be Monsters, the Lizzie Borden story. And then have you seen online all of the clips for the next ones? So they're going to do Gacy, Manson, Bundy, Aileen. I can't remember her surname, the Australian serial killer lady. They're doing another one, Nana someone. I don't know who she is. I think there's about 6 to 8 more that they've got in the pipeline. And apparently Charlie Hunnam is in the next one playing Lizzie Borden's dad. But if you guys have seen it, I don't want to say too much in case you haven't seen it or you're part through it. This Monsters series, so obviously we had Dharma, we had the Menendez brothers, and now we've had Ed Gein. This one I feel has been the most emotive series. You really do go from like horror to almost like sadness and pity, and you feel like empathy in a way towards him, which for what he done, you just think, how can you have empathy for someone like that? But yeah, it shows you obviously what he done, and then it shows you a lot of the backstory and how his mind wasn't in the best place, and like how people kind of misled or took advantage. And yeah, it was a very, very good watch. As I say, me and Dan got really into it, but we was trying to decide which was our favourite. So out of the 3, Menendez brothers is at the bottom. We said that we feel that only came apart because they had a like parole hearing coming up. But the story of that, I don't know. For me, you're never really going to know. If they say their reasons and it's not the reasons, you're never going to know, apart from the 4 people that was in the room. 2 of them no longer here and 2 of them were banged up. I liked Ed Gein, and Dan liked it. He said like, seeing, because obviously he inspired so many films, and unfortunately he inspired people to do similar things like him along the way. But Dharma, I think, has been the best series so far to hand. maybe because it had a lot more action, there was a lot more like scripting. Like when you think Ed Gein didn't murder half as many people as Dharma done, so it focused a lot more on a bit of like Gein's background and things like that. You'll see, if you're watching it, you'll know what I mean. Whereas Dharma, I think, had the action every episode. There wasn't really any of this much getting to know. It was like you jumped straight into it. So yeah, I think for us it's like Dharma and Gein are very tied, but Dharma tops it, then Gein, and then Menendez. So we'll see how the Lizzie Borden comes along. Yeah, how that's going to fit into it, because I think this one is from the 1800s, so they're actually going back quite a while, because at the moment Ed Gein is the oldest person, and then you had Dharma, and then obviously you had Menendez brothers. Apparently there's a new series of Kardashians come on Disney Plus. Guys, I don't even think I watched the last one. I'm so far behind on it, and I just don't have the time to sit and watch and binge, like, as Dan calls it, shit TV. Don't get me wrong, on the plane down I watched a few episodes of Geordie Shore that was on there, and oh my god, took me back to my youth. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, how are you like mid-30s now and still doing this? Like, you were doing this when I was a teenager. But yeah, that was good. And as I say, we've just been watching a little bit of YouTube here and there. I've been trying to finish off At Home with the Osbournes, but I've been saving them because Mum's down tomorrow, so we will be having that well and truly on in the background. And then in terms of music, we got the Luke Combs tickets, guys. After many, many times of pre-sales, getting on there, it just seemed like it was never ending. I looked on Viagogo and it sickened me at how much people were charging on Viagogo for these tickets. And a lot of them was not even in UK prices. It baffles me how people can buy the tickets abroad just to resell and make an absolute fortune. There was one, and it was however many dirham, and it equated to almost £300 for this ticket. And when you done the conversion with the dirhams, it was like £120, and they was charging 300. And I was like, do I have my ass handed to me and get them now and actually get seats? And then he released another date, and Dan was like, hold off for that date and see if you can get in the pre-sale then. So I got into the pre-sale again, and the amount of times you click on them seats and it goes, oops, sorry, these are taken. Oops. And I'm like, well, if they're taken, why are they still on there? Hello? And then you keep refreshing it and it's like, we think you're a bot. And I'm like, oh my God. However, I did manage to get tickets, and as I said, I think it was the 7 dinners. If anyone's watching this who knows my mum, please do not tell her I've got tickets. Me and Dan are not saying we have tickets. She has asked about Luke Combs because she says, the big bearded man's on tour that you like. Are you like looking? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a sellout, Mum. Because we've actually got Mum a ticket for her Christmas box from me and Dan. So we are all going to the Luke Combs next year. Yeah, Mum's going to her first concert at 60... When is it? It's August. It's her birthday weekend. She will be 66 years old, going to her first concert at Wembley. And also Bon Jovi have just announced that they are touring, which has kind of thrown a spanner in the works for the holiday dates that we were going. But if we can get tickets, the holiday has got to get shifted, because me and Dan absolutely love Bon Jovi, and they would be another big band to tick off the list. Like, we've had AC/DC, let's get Bon Jovi in there. So yeah, anyone who knows Mum's watching, don't tell her. Don't say anything about Luke Combs or tickets. And when she asks me, I'll just be like, nah, sorry, Mum, it was a sellout. And she'll go, all right, I'll keep my eye out. She's got no idea how to get concert tickets, bless her. But yeah, so Luke Combs, I have fallen back in love. I've been having the records on. Dan had his AC/DC last year. This is like my AC/DC. And at the beginning of the year, we said we would love to see Luke Combs, Bon Jovi, Jelly Roll, and Eminem. Jelly Roll, I don't know if he's doing a tour on his own around here. Eminem, guys, what is happening with Eminem? He was supposed to be touring this year. Or was this all just a hype and controversy? Because I've seen that he was supposed to be touring. It was like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, like a big, big tour. And then you've kind of heard nothing more of it. And I'm kind of like, was it all just a thing for us? Like, just a ploy. Sorry if you hear the washing machine going, guys. We've, as I say, we're still getting through the last of the wash. But, yeah, So Luke Holmes has been playing left, right, centre. And if it hasn't been that, it's been DJ on Spotify. You know me, guys. If I'm sitting there scrolling, I'm like, I don't know what to play, don't know what to play. DJ, choose my music. And he has been very, very good at the moment. Anyway, enough rabbiting. Let's get on with the last few things of the basket. This is going in my monthly favourites because I absolutely love when you get a little travel bag. And as I say, this was our first time with BA. And it was very delightful. We had socks. We had an eye mask, which you guys would have seen Dan took advantage of. We have a little lip balm. And then we also had a little toothbrush and toothpaste and a pen. I didn't use any of mine because I like to keep it as a little souvenir, but this will become like my little travel bag. So when we have road trips and that, this will go in as like, because it's got socks, lip balm and an emergency toothbrush. So that is very, very good. And then my scent of the choice this month, La Belle. La Belle, because Dan took Le Beau, which was what I got him for his birthday. And if you watch the video, that freaking 125ml bottle caused so much hassle coming through. Honestly, just another trip to security, checking in another bag, but you know what, it was all worth it. So yes, it is La Belle and Dan had Le Beau. So we had a his and hers, because normally we buy a perfume and aftershave on the way out, so it's like remembering the holiday. However, with it being so close to his birthday this year and he had that one, I was like, why don't we take La Belle and we save the money and put it towards some trips? So we was a very, very adult vibes, I would say. Now, Clinique, take the day off. I have been living by this because when I've come back off holiday, I feel like I've been wanting to make a little bit of an effort for work. I've literally just been putting mascara on because I can't be bothered with makeup. It's too cold. And I really want an extra few minutes in bed. So I've just been going with a little bit of mascara. So this is a game changer for taking it off. You know, I've used this time and time again. Absolutely love it. And then this is me Holy Grail. Holy Grail Ride or Die. It's the Pisbuan After Sun Tan Intensifying Moisturising Lotion. Me and Dan, since coming back, I think it's with the coldness, our skin is not loving life. Our skin gets dry so quick. I'm talking apply in the morning. I'll go off a couple of times when I'm at work and do a top up. And then when we're here after the shower, we do a top up. And number one, we want to try and keep our tan. We want to try and keep this glorious little bit of colour that we've got left. And also just to keep your skin hydrated. Because, yeah, you don't want dry, crusty skin, do you? No, we do not. Gone through another box of my spectacle wipes. Standard. And then on holiday, when it was no makeup nights, I was using the PS Prep and Perfect Vitamin Enriched Moisturising Primer. This was actually a godsend on evenings when I didn't want to wear makeup because it still gave me like a bit of a freshness. And then Butter Gloss. My Little NYX Butter Gloss in shade 16, which is Praline. This was a lifesaver also because your girl didn't have makeup on every night, as you guys would have seen. Now this is the second bottle we've gone through. Spiced Pumpkin. I'll be sad when all the pumpkin stuff's over, but then it's going to be like cinnamon and winter berries and oh, I can't wait. I switched me hair products. I'm trying a slightly different, more affordable option because I can't lie, guys, the hair care I was using, yes, I started to notice some growth and thickness and bits and bobs like that, but I couldn't be doing almost £100 every 2 months. Honestly, expensive. So I think this was about £12. A lot more affordable, guys, and it come highly recommended. Herbal Essences, Moisture Aloe, shampoo and conditioner because they are sulfate free. So when I had my hair done, the hairdresser said, do sulfate free, it'll be the kindest to your hair. And I was like, okay. And I found an affordable type. And then the last few things, my lovelies, in terms of scent also, it's my little Tom Ford Peach Dupe. This is from the Scent Reserve, number 219. It's basically a £300 bottle perfume. It's just ever so slightly a bit more muskier than the actual Tom Ford Peach. The Tom Ford Peach is a bit more sweeter. This is a bit more heavier. However, you know what? For 20 quid, I'm not going to grumble at it. And the last thing, saving the best till last, an absolute highlight of this month has been the Insta360 X4 Adventure Camera. Guys, I freaking love this camera. Dan loves it more than me. Dan takes full control of this camera when he has it. He likes to know the settings. He's amazing with it. I just normally hold it and like la 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 la. He knows what he's doing on that. We put it in the dive case. We use the underwater selfie stick with it. We didn't use the fully extendable one. I wish we'd have took that perhaps to a Scarab, but we know for next time. It's literally, we just took this with the dive case and the little selfie holder because we hadn't really used this like out for adventures. So yeah, but this will be coming out a lot more. You're getting taken to Poland and Ireland soon, so woohoo, guys. Oh, what a day, what a day. Now I have to go and take all of this back upstairs. I'm not complaining, it's all well and good though. We're going to take it upstairs. Oh my god, I can't wait to get my skull out. Where's the skull going to go? We will find out. And pop all this away because that is the end of the monthly favourites for blooming October. So my lovelies, I do hope you've enjoyed this monthly favourites and I do hope you're enjoying the content. Guys, what are we thinking? Your girl is sticking to daily uploads. You're probably absolutely sick of me. Do let me know. If you are sick of me, try not to be so mean when you tell me about it. I think you would have had a few fun videos. Apart from the holiday vlogs, you guys would have had the pickle video. That's why it's taken 2 years. If you've seen it, you know that absolute horror that I went through basically trying to do that. But yeah, I do hope you've enjoyed it. I love a challenge. I've definitely set myself a challenge, and sometimes I'm thinking at the moment I'm doing like each night a video and I just need a little bit of time to just be able to do a couple and catch up, but I don't currently have that time at the moment, which isn't a problem. We're gonna plow through and see how it is and hope everything goes fine. Who knows? Do you think I can make it to the end of the year still doing the daily uploads? Please do let us know. But my lovelies, I'm not going to rib rabbit, as I say, because you see way too much of us and you probably think to shut up and do the outro. If you did enjoy the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. Leave us a comment. What was your favourite out of the little basket of goodies this month? What has been your favourite for the month of October? And what are you looking forward to for November? Please do let me know. Guys, take care. Stay safe as always. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.